Conductive Sphere has made Gaia one of my favorite Warframes in the entire game. It gives Gaia and any of her allies or pets a damage buff whenever they shoot through her first ability. The augment gives bullets that pass through the sphere 75% electricity damage and a guaranteed electricity proc at base. While normally this would be a worse balance formation, the augment scales with strength normally, and Gaia can give 3 instances of her first ability at the same time working together, allowing for a total of 225% electricity damage and 3 guaranteed electric procs per hit. The augment has some bugs currently that we will need to bypass, the most important one being that the electricity damage that it grants to your bullets does not boost the DOT damage of your electricity procs at all. This means electricity damage must be modded onto the weapon somehow in order to achieve larger DOTs and benefit from it. The synergy I used in this video involves the Komorex, my first main weapon in this game and the one that I have loved throughout my time in Warframe. Even if the base stats look terrible compared to something like the Vectis or the Rubico Prime, Komorex has some innate passives hidden to the user that allows them to get some insane power from the weapon. The zoom levels on the weapon change how it behaves, giving the user punch through and better recoil on the first zoom, and doubling the weapon's own hit damage on the second zoom and adding an additional AoE hit dealing 106 extra viral damage at base. While the second zoom is vastly more popular to build in general due to its sheer power, this synergy involves the punch through coming from the first zoom. With punch through and Zada's Whisper on projectile weapons, projectiles can hit enemies and reproc Zada's Whisper damage multiple times on enemies affected, dealing crazy amounts of damage on its own. With Gaia and her augments, a lot of things are happening. First of all, Zada's Whisper does an extra electricity proc on hit due to Conductive Sphere that scales with the weapon's modded electricity. This also scales normally with multi-shot. The weapon's crit is affected by Gaia's third ability, and with its augment it allows you to gain free electric AoE on hits. This can boost the Komorex into orange crit territory, and with its base crit damage of 2.1 times, it becomes a valuable source of extra damage. Combine all of these together, and building Komorex for a crit heavy build with corrosive damage will make each bullet fired from it extremely powerful and add a ton of electricity procs on top of that, one-shotting any enemy it gets in contact with. Corrosive damage is key, because it's the best element for upfront damage against the Grineer Demolist, and it needs an electricity mod to be achieved. The modded electricity damage boosts the DOT of your electricity procs regardless if it's combining with another element or not. This means that going 5 purple shards on Gaia for primary electricity damage and modding for corrosive boosts the electricity DOT onto enemies even if it combines into corrosive on the weapon. The combination is extremely powerful, and level cap disruption targets are dying to it without the need for priming or armor stripping, showing just how strong Gaia has become as a gun buffer.